So following the instructions that come with your replacing the Spectra cord kit, we're gonna go through step by step. So step one, we're going to remove the dial. Now your kit came with the BOA screwdriver. This BOA screwdriver is the same as a Torx T5, which you might have in your toolbox. So our BOA dial that's on the front of the brace, we're gonna put that screwdriver straight into the O and loosen that up. So I've unscrewed the dial. Now I see my spool, I can just pop that right out. I like to use a screwdriver. Step two, we're going to remove the cord. So to do so, I'm just gonna unwind this and cut this cord off. I like to use just a razor blade. You can use an X-Acto knife, anything that's sharper than scissors. So maybe even really sharp embroidery scissors if you sew might work, but just standard scissors probably won't. So now I'm gonna remove that cord from the spool. Now I can just go throw my old Spectra cord away. Step three, we're gonna thread a new cord. We're gonna go through the bottom, each side, and then into the center, and then through the spool. So now after I threaded it through the 3 loops, I threaded it into the center where your spool goes. Now I'm gonna thread these 2 ends into my spool and tie off the ends. After we've taken in tied our knots off as close to the end as possible, we'll just pull them tight against that spool and then just thread our cord. Now we're just gonna take our cord, thread it back through and insert that spool into the center. And I like to just do it with all of the cord out, not any cord on the inside, just so we make sure that it wraps around that spool properly. Now step 5. We're going to install the BOA dial back onto the brace. So I'm going to take my dial, put it back there in the center, and my screwdriver again, and tighten that up. Now we're going to do the brace just barely as tight as it can go. So now the brace is tight. I'm going to do a little quarter turn backwards because I want to make sure that this BOA dial is perfectly on there. So I'm going to test it. It wiggles just a little. So I'm going to tighten second up. All right, so now I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to tighten that Spectra cord. Step 6. The last step is to test the brace. You really want to test your cord to make sure that you've done it properly before you actually put your brace on. So I'm going to take and pull it a couple times just to make sure that that cord is working properly. It seems that the Spectra cord is pulling. There's no tangles, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm ready to put it on and go.